we are using my old phone. So I hope, I'm just getting this up on the TV here. I hope that it works and it's not glitchy. So far, it doesn't look glitchy. All right, we got Chad here. We got Ward not here. Ward is with his wife in Thailand. And Russell, we don't know where Russell is. Mr. Random is not here, so no idea. He was here yesterday. So welcome to the live. I think it's still glitchy. It's probably my stupid Starlink. Yeah, it's still glitching.
Really?
Sorry, that's just the way it is. Fortunately, I got to deal with it. So, all right. Oh, so far so good. No glitches. Perfect. Well, good. Maybe it's, looks like it's glitching to me on the TV. So anyways, that's as good as we can do. So we get to deal with it. I'm just going through the comments here. Jack, how are you? John, perfect. So everybody that's here, there's 46 of you watching right now. You need to give this a thumbs up, please. Like there's only 14 thumbs ups. You should have 47 thumbs ups, one for every person that's here. So flip you guys around. All right, Chad's not wearing a microphone today. So he didn't feel it necessary. All right, I haven't sat down all day, so I want to sit down while we do this introduction stuff. So there we go. Chad, you're on comment duty, though.
No.
Yeah. All righty. Welcome. We have a great live tonight. And for you guys that are here, you probably know that Flyride RC has donated a stand, a giveaway stand to you guys, to the viewers. If you don't know how you should have entered the draw, you need to watch video number 1 in the F4 Phantom. So video number 1 came out 2 weeks ago, and you needed to make a comment with F4 in your comments. So that's how you enter. You need to be a subscriber of the channel. You need to give the F4 video a thumbs up, a like, and you need to make a comment with the word F4. It's not really a word, with the phrase F4. So that's what we're doing tonight. We won't do it right away. We're going to kind of cover the crazy things that are going on here, and we'll do it throughout this video at some point. We've got the laptop all queued up and everything ready to go. This is here. We got a bunch of cool things happening. So my Lancer 2.8 is here. This showed up this past week and did the unboxing. Unfortunately, there won't be an unboxing video. Sorry, but we will do a build series on the Lancer. I had great intentions of getting this done to bring it to Tucson in 2 weeks, but my Electron landing gear for this is still en route, and I don't have time because we have way too many projects still to finish. I'll show you the other stuff that's going on here. I don't think you can kind of see the tail in the video. We've got another Aries L here, and no video on this one, but this is one that we've been working on over this past week. So the Aries L is in great progress. We will be probably done this very soon. I've been working for the past week on the P47. That's in progress. We're so far ahead on videos now that the P47 videos will be like near the end of March is when they'll start. That plane will actually be delivered to the owner, and that'll all be done by the time the videos even come out. We've got another F-15 right here we'll take a look at as well too. We got the Falcon 2.4 that showed up 2 days ago. That's unboxed. There's going to be an unboxing video. That's over there behind you guys. We'll take a look at that. And that's the stuff that's been going on. So it's been pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Whew. All right. So what's left? What's left?
So if 7 says you're going to have to put something where the Spitfire used to.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Spitfire. So that's with Joe from RC Custom 3D Printing right now. I have decided to put a brand new DLE 55 in it. The gear system is like an antiquated electric system, so it actually uses a motor that mechanically drives the landing gear. And Joe said it's a fantastic system, works great on 6 volts. So with that, obviously it'll get new servos, and that is in progress. Now, it's not something I'm really keen on keeping, so if by chance you are interested in purchasing the Spitfire, let me know. Obviously, it's getting a brand new DLE 55. No new servos have been installed yet. Joe's doing the install of the DLE, and it does have a brand new nitro engine as well that will probably list and sell. It's a nice, huge nitro engine, a 4-stroke, I think. It's never seen fuel yet. So, yeah, so the Spitfire will be coming back, which is kind of cool. Oh, and also, now that we're using the other phone, I can show pictures on my phone.
Oh, there you go.
So I ordered another Spitfire. No. I ordered a Spitfire for myself. And one for Stacy as well, too. So I'm pulling up some pictures here. If you guys are on the Facebook, you will probably have seen this stuff. Where the heck is our...
The chrome one?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. So, yeah, we ordered the chrome...
Or polished aluminum.
Yeah, it's aluminized carbon. That's not really a great picture. That's just showing the weight. So I'll pull up some pictures here. If you're on Facebook, I did share this on Facebook. And it is awesome. Great looking plane. So I ordered this one probably with the intention of actually putting electric in there is kind of what I'm thinking initially. Just because it's something kind of unique and cool and be different. Keep it clean as well too, because the finish is it's like chrome. I want to keep it looking chrome and not having to deal with oil and crap all over it. So anyways, we have 2 of those on order as well too. I thought it was kind of a unique thing. Even if I get it and hang it up on the wall and never fly it, it's such a beautiful looking plane that's worth it.
You're saying you're not live anymore. Get back 15 or 10, 15 seconds so you're no longer live.
What? Gotta hit play, that's why.
No.
Oh.
That was a comment.
Oh. All right. Sorry, guys, if it's glitchy, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, so Chrome Spitfire, that's what's coming. So we've got 2 of those. Thanks, Joe. The motor on the Spitfire that was here is a Super Tiger 3000 with a custom muffler. Perfect. Okay, so let's go over some of the stuff that we've got here and take a look at things. Lancer first? Yeah. Connection's good down at the bottom of the planet. In Australia, the connection's great. Probably because that engine right there, the JetCat 250, came all the way from Australia. And that's why the connection's strong. We also have another F15 XXL in the mix. That's here. F22 that we talked about is still in storage. So It's not sitting in the shop. It'll be in the shop after we go to Tucson. So let's take a look at the Lancer 2.8. So beautiful plane. The chrome, the purple chrome or purple flake is just amazing. So they did such a nice job on the paint job. The lines are so crisp and clean. I love the white touches on there. I kind of knew what this was going to look like, but you never really know from pictures and stuff. So, and I think the chrome will show up. There we go. Yeah, like the chrome is just awesome. Or not the chrome, the metallic finish. So the Lancer's there. So a couple things that I'm happy with that I didn't know about yet is the quick release system on all the surfaces, which is cool. And we've got our Dragon 300 sitting in there. Initially, that's what's going to be powering this plane. We may put something bigger inside. Yes, I'm definitely painting the inside. This is one of those planes that I really want to paint the inside. So we will paint this section here, and we'll paint the front section, not underneath this area. That's where the equipment's going. The fuel bag sits right here in between this tunnel. And so you won't really be able to see anything in there. And all of our equipment's going to be hidden underneath. I've seen a few guys put all their crap on top. You know, that's not the way that, that we work here. So I love how this thing separates. So it's kind of got this big receiver portion here made of fiberglass. I'll go like this. So it's kind of got this. When this piece comes apart, the rear end has like a male conformal piece. The front end has a female conformal piece. So there's no carbon rods or no rods or anything like that that join these two pieces. It's those two conformal pieces that fit together. And there's 5 of these aluminum thumb screws. So, you know, ultimately we've got a nice big trailer. But if I want to take just my truck and go flying, that's a possibility to separate the fuselage very easily. We have a set of Revic bags coming, and the Revic bags, I think, give you the option to split the fuselage in 2 pieces, and I think that they zipper together. So for the fuselage bag, so I'm going to be obviously getting those coming. Now the other thing that I was impressed with is the vectored nozzle is mounted to the former. It's not mounted to the pipe. Now, why is that important? We've talked about it on other projects. The smaller Lancer, the Falcon 2.1 is the same. And when you have the vectored nozzle mounted to the pipe, when you start the engine, the pipe expands. It expands a substantial amount, and you need to trim it out with the engine running. So that's a super important thing. So when you actually set this up, you're setting up the carbon rods to be, or the rods to be a little bit too long, right? And then as the pipe expands, it brings it back in. So it's a little bit confusing. So when it's mounted separate like that, it's so much easier. Quick release on these things is so nice. So on the stabs and the vertical, there's one button. You push it to release, and the surface comes out. The reset button is here. So now it's ready to be reinstalled. And that's it. The wings have 2 buttons on them, but I love that thing about the Falcon. The Falcon, one of my most favorite things about it is putting it together is so easy. And I was very happy that the Lancer, the big Lancer, had that as well too. That's something the smaller Lancer didn't have. And yeah, so all in all, very, very impressed with this. It's a great plane. I'm really excited to put this together and fly it. We do have I've been working with Electron to put together a gear set for the large Lancer. Now the stock landing gear is JP landing gear. Anytime I can get rid of JP landing gear, I will. The Falcon, we've got JP landing gear in there. It works. Sometimes it works for a long time, and sometimes guys have continual problems with it. But on the big Lancer, we have ER50s coming. We have a set of legs coming. I think the legs are actually the same legs that are in the Aries XL, the big green monster that we built. I believe the dimensions work out to be the same. But anyways, if you have a Lancer 2.8 and you want an Electron landing gear setup, you'll see me put it together in the upcoming build series. But obviously, you would just ask for the Lancer 2.8 kit once we get everything finalized, and it'll be good to go. So that's going to be a nice touch for the Lancer. 95 people on the live right now. Make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up, please. We haven't done the draw yet. Give this video a thumbs up. I've been working on the Aries like I talked about. This is an exact copy of my Aries, which is right there. So that's the one we did a build series on. So this is identical with the exception of the JetCat 250 Pro. And possibly before we go to Tucson, my Aries will be an exact match to this Aries, if that makes sense. We have a JetCat 250 Pro coming. So it's going to be the same setup. We're also waiting for our fuel bag from Flight Composite Tech. Those are en route as well. So yeah, so basically exactly the same setup, nothing different with it other than the color. And that's been going together nice and well. So I see lots of questions and comments about JP. Yes, their controllers suck. That is absolutely it. Jack Vandermeer, me and a friend put JP on a Hangar 9339. What a disaster. Has electrons now. Exactly. Victor, are electrons really problem-free more so than JP? Absolutely. I'm just thinking back. I don't think, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I have ever had a problem with Electron landing gear.
No.
Like I've had them going in planes now for over 10 years. Like I think my first set of Electrons went in an Ultra Flash, I believe, 10-ish years ago, or maybe even longer than that. Never had a problem with Electron landing gear. Yeah, they just work. So
I've never had a problem with JP. So
yeah, and sometimes the JPs are great.
Controller crap out on me, but
yeah.
That's it.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, Todd, you're absolutely right. The yeah, if you're using, sorry, I'm going to hop through comments here a little bit. So Bodyworks said, apparently now they don't play nice with the newer Chicoid controllers. Yes, I have found with JP, it's best, in my opinion, to just keep the stock controller. So when we were doing our Falcon 2.1s, which are up there, we built those in, I think, October last year or September. And so that was kind of near the end of our season. Those are the fluorescent Falcon 2.1s that I built the pair of. So initially I was going to put a Chicoid gear controller, I think the LGC 22 in there, and it just wouldn't work. Actually, in mine it would work, and the other one I was building, it would not work. So we put the stock landing gear controllers back in, and they just work. So I think with JP, it's best to use the stock one. I haven't tried it, Sheldon, with the purple LGC 25, so Todd said all the quick release systems coming out for surfaces are amazing. Yes, they absolutely are. I dig it for sure. I'm just going to compress you guys here so I can bring you around.
JP seemed to work with the purple LGC
yeah.
25s.
They've got a preset preset things in there for JP. So yeah, wings on the Aries are done as well too. So We've got the P47. So the P47 did a whole bunch of work on this thing over the past I guess last weekend was mainly what it was. So we got our cowl done. We've got our cowl flaps done. The back end is completed. So we've got our servo in the center there. That's our rudder and steering servo. We've got our tail surfaces all done. So elevator, rudder, that's all finished as well too. So the back end of this plane, with the exception of the gear doors, which is just going to be like the wire system. So when this thing retracts, it's going to close the doors. So that portion's done. Started working on the wings. The wings kind of got me to the end of my rope. And that's when I started on the Aries. So I was working on the wings, and the wings are like, I don't know, this manual is like 100 pages long, and the wings are about 25 pages of the manual. So it's a lot. So I just put this aside, decided to work on the Aries, and we'll get back to this tomorrow. So, but yeah, so the P47's underway. The biggest thing that I have coming for the P47, or have to figure out, is the operational canopy. There's no kit, there's no anything like that. So this is going to be a big head scratcher as well too. As far as the P47 goes, we've done video number 1. Video number 2 is going to be the wings. There'll probably be 2 more videos in the series, 4 in total, I think, but none of those have been released yet. So I saw Kyle ask a question.
About the F15 and the F4, why aren't they electric?
So yeah, why don't F15, F4 use electric landing gear? I think a couple reasons. Number one, Skymaster is very comfortable with air gear and doing the air gear. That's probably the primary thing. Something like the SU30, the F15 XXL, you could probably do electric fairly easily if you're Skymaster, because they've only got 1 cylinder. But when you've got something like the F18 landing gear from Skymaster, the what else? The F14 landing gear. There's 2 things going on there. So specifically the F14 XXL, there's a little air cylinder on the linkage, and that air cylinder isn't just linear moving. So it kind of releases as the gear comes up. That cylinder is moving, and to do that in electric, I think it would be a nightmare, because you'd have to have something that's like sequenced to go a little bit, like it would just be a disaster. So some of their planes, they could do it. Some, because they're copying the scale landing gear, it's pretty tough to do. So we've got the Aries canopy here. All the parts for the P47. Fabulous looking Moki. And we've got the Falcon 2.4. So this one, if you look at it, it's not quite lined up tail to tail, but it's about a foot shorter than the Aries L. So that is going to be a fun project. Another one that we're doing right away. Excuse me. Yeah, great looking plane. Very similar to the 2.1 meter that we did last year. And so that's going to be a nice looking plane. That's going to be powered likely with a JetCat P250 Pro. We've got 2 coming. So that is the update. And they're pretty hard to get, so I'm very happy with JetCat. Thank you for sending us those engines if you happen to be watching. All right, I think it's giveaway time. What else did I have on my list? Nothing. All right.
Actuator for canopy on rails then for the P47?
Yeah, so we'll do, probably going to do probably 2 actuators. I've got them in stock. We've got 2 actuators, 1 on each side, and that'll operate the rails on both sides of the canopies is the plan. So it's pretty much going to be the same setup for the Corsair. I have the actuators in stock because we got them for the Corsair. So Yeah. Anyways. All right. I think that's all the updates. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What do we have to finish for Tucson? Well, Tucson, we're leaving in 13 days to Tucson. Today's Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah. So we leave in 13 days to Tucson. We have to finish the Aries L. We have to finish the P47. We have to finish the Falcon 2.4. And we have to finish a helicopter, which is very similar to that helicopter right there. So.
You might have to do the helicopter in the trailer when somebody's driving.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? It's going to be crazy. Yeah, 2 actuators makes more sense. I don't think there's a lot of room back there, so like you could probably do a linkage system to 1 actuator, but 2 just is much easier. And they're sequenced up together, so it's pretty much the easier way to do it. Let's see here. At least with the air landing gear, it comes down where electrics don't stop when they burn out. True. Are there service centers for JetCat in North America at this time? Have you had success mailing turbines to Germany yourself? So the 350 Pro that we got for the Aries XL, that was pretty much the first new generation JetCat we've ever had here in the shop. The 250 and the Aries L and the 2 250s we have coming will be basically the first JetCats we have. Very often we send things to Spain. Brent, who is kind of local-ish to me, he just sent a JetCat back about a month ago, and I think it was gone for 2.5 weeks. So 2.5 weeks total time it left his doorstep to when it came back, and it was fully repaired. So I think it was a crashed engine as well too. So for us, like 0 issues.
When's Brent flying?
Oh. Yeah, no sleeping for 13 days exactly. Sheldon, I just ordered a Jet Central Mammoth for my new Falcon 2.4. Nice. Can't get JetCat in the US right now or service them. Yeah, so if you're watching this, you don't know, we're in Canada. So for us getting things from overseas, we don't pay any tariffs or anything. We do pay taxes on it, but we're not paying any weird tariffs that you guys or many of you guys have to deal with. There we go. All right. Okay, so let's do a giveaway. I've got the laptop queued up here. I'll flip you guys around. All right, it's giveaway time for the fly right stand. Ben, sorry guys, stuffy nose. All right, so there we go. So to win the stand or be entered in the stand, you needed to make a comment on the F4 Phantom video. The first F4 Phantom video, which is this one right there. So we are going to go to our Tube Buddy thing here. We're going to go pick a winner. Comments must contain the word F capital 4. So, Plane Guy N7N, yes, I'm going to do a series on the helicopter. I think the helicopter is getting done with a Futaba radio as well, I believe. I haven't really looked at anything yet. So, yeah. All right. So here we go. Here's the winner. Just remember, if you are the person that gets drawn, you are responsible for shipping the stand from Fly-Right RC to wherever you are in the world. So if you are in Australia, it's your responsibility to pay for the shipping. I just want to clarify that as well. The shipping really isn't that bad. I know Ben has shipped his stands all over the place. The boxes, I think, are 8" by 8", and then the length of the box, so it's really not that bad. So anyways, let's do this. All right, pick a winner. Here we go. So it is completely random. There we go. GMR Comp. You are the winner. So what you have to do is reach out to me, shoot me an email, lightersideofrc@gmail.com, and let's put a timeline on this. You have 2 weeks to shoot me an email because we're going to pick a backup winner here as well too. So you have 2 weeks to shoot me an email. If you do not send me an email by March 28th, whatever this 2 Saturdays from now is, then the next person's going to win it. So just in case, if I don't know if you're on here or not yet.
21st.
There you go, 21st. So let's pick another winner. This is the backup winner, just in case. There we go. TT8464-E4F. You are the backup winner. So in case the first person doesn't claim it, there's our second. So thank you, Ben from Flyrite RC, for graciously donating that stand. If you guys are not familiar, Ben's stands are well worth the money, and they are not a cheap item. I believe the retail on his stands are somewhere in the range of $500 and up, depending on options. So it's a great giveaway, and it's a huge donation from Ben. We appreciate it here. I know everybody that that watches and supports the channel appreciates it too. Thank you, Ben. So I did put a link in the video description for his website as well too. Plain guy, N7N. Oh, that's the second guy. Well, that's the first guy. Is that? Oh, he said pick the winner thing is broken though. Probably because he didn't win. All right, so that is the giveaway. That's super cool. I just want to give a shout out to channel members too. Channel members, thank you for doing what you do. And not a channel member of the Lighter Side of RC After Dark, but our normal channel. Channel members get early access to videos, and right now there's 4 videos in the queue that they get to watch. I think about 2 weeks ago there was like 8 videos, and very soon there'll be a whole bunch more videos, probably another 8 uploaded in the next 2 weeks, and channel members get to see all those videos early. So thank you, channel members. All right, guys, so that is the cool stuff. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask. There we go. Just going through comments here. Awesome. I'm all talked out. You guys better ask some questions. EA became a channel member. We are very good looking and modest as well. Yes. I did decide on the Aries L. Initially, I was going to paint the wing fences black, but I thought there was already way too much black. So today we painted and clear coated the wing fences gray. So I think that's going to look cool. Here we go. Yeah, Dean, I'll flip the, actually I'll put the wings on. I was going to put the wings on, and top shelf, is that a mosquito? No, that's a, what is that thing? I forget what it is. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, that's what it is, Spitfire. It's a client Spitfire up there, so it's going to get probably a DLE 35, I think, is what fits in that one. So I'm going to pop the Aries over, and we'll pop the wings on. And yes, you will see the Aries both Aries in Tucson. Yeah, and the fly right stands, guys, they have quickly become our go-to here in the shop. Especially like times like this where we've got so many planes going on. It's nice to be able to put a plane on there. The cradles are amazing. Wheel them around. So very handy. And especially with these Aries aircraft, these cradles that Ben does, these Fly-Rite RC adjustable cradles, because the Aries has such a huge fin on the underside of the aircraft, they don't sit flat. So you pretty much need something like this that has the cradle set up for the fin on the bottom. And then, of course, because of the cradle setup, I mean, this wing's pretty light, but most of the time you don't even need to support the wing because the cradle's holding the aircraft so nicely. So yeah, the top side of the Aries wing is a little bit different. It's kind of unique too because you've got gray on the back side, gray on the middle piece, and then the front piece is silver. And I almost painted the wing fences silver, but I thought it would look funny because this silver piece right there is so small. Anyways, I went with gray instead. So I'll put the other wing on. Construction-wise, I did notice a little bit of difference between the new Aries and my Aries that we got from Jet Power. So the other Aries L that we have, based on the serial number, I think was manufactured in 2022. And this one was manufactured in 25. And this is out of the new factory, and mine was out of the old factory. And there's a little bit of structural difference in the wings. Fuselage-wise, they're the same. Everything is pretty much an exact match that I can see. But in the wing, on mine, so the one we did when I say mine, the one we did the build series on. So where the
How's your work life work on your stand?
Are you asking or somebody else asking? So the wing tube comes in here. On mine, the older generation one, there's two supports on the front and the back of the wing tube, and they're like foam laminated with fiberglass, and they've got a bunch of open structure cut into it. So on mine, you've got the same stuff front and back. On this one, you've got that open structure on the back side, and then on the front side, you've got a solid piece coming beside the wing tube. So that's a little bit different. The other thing I noticed was on mine, there's kind of like carbon down kind of the center. And on this one, I think on the top side or the underside, there's carbon coming all the way to the end of the wing. So they made a little bit of a difference there. And the wing is still very light, but it's a little bit stiffer on the newer generation. So, but there is the wing on the top side. So that, I think you can see it in the camera. This is silver, that's gray, that's gray. And then on the canopy, I think they did the silver because on the canopy, we'll call it the canopy glass, left to do, but there is some stuff to do and all the organizing and everything. So still a reasonable amount to do. Never enough hours. There we go. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Ask away. Oh, just going through comments here as I randomly stare into the camera. Yes, if you do have a fly ride stand and you need something to go with it, tell you what, go to the lightersideofrc.com and pick up your light. I love this thing so much, this rechargeable light. I often have it running all day, so morning to night. And when I remember to recharge it, I plug it in, and the next day it's all ready to go. It's got a little light right here, so when you plug it in, it'll be red. When it's done charging, it'll be blue. I think it's supposed to last like 12 hours. Hardly gets hot at all. So I've had this sitting on for hours at a time, and this barely gets warm. And such a cool contraption that Joe came up with. So they are available on our website, lightersideofrc.com. I don't remember how much they're listed for, but that's where they're listed for sale. And we are almost sold out, and we've got some more coming soon too. So they are very popular. Let's see here. So Sheldon said, are you going to replace the fuel bag in the 2.4 Falcon? I just got my plane this week and haven't filled it up yet. Yes, the design of the stock bag, if the plane was on the ground, I'd show you, but you guys have to watch the video series. The stock bag is terrible. We've had a few guys comment on things that I've posted about like FCT bags, bladders, and why do they have a clunk? You don't need a clunk. You absolutely need a clunk. I think Jeff, when I was in LA flying a couple weeks ago, Jeff had a 2.4 Falcon with the stock bag, and it was terrible. He pulled the fuel out of the bag or ran it through the pump or something like that. And because there's no clunk in the bladder, you end up with this massive ball of fuel and the bag collapses on itself. So you absolutely need a clunk for the bladders to work properly. The stock one does not work well. It's kind of a nice size because it's very short and fat. We're going to have to, when we put the FCT bag in the Falcon, we're going to have to redo all the mounting structure, which is fine. But it doesn't. The one we have coming doesn't fit in the stock location. So yes, that's the long answer to your question. Not enough time is a good problem to have. Yes, it is. Kenneth, so I don't bug you during the week. Another newbie question. Getting ready to do the final programming on the Skymaster F4. Are there any unique items for turbine learning that I'll need to do? So on that one, Ken, you've got two Swiwin engines. So you have to plug in your GSUs. And when you go to your, I forget what screen it's on, but I think it's the telemetry screen, or there's a telemetry section. You have to go into there and you have to set your telemetry. So your left turbine, I think you would set it up to 1-2, and the right turbine, you would set it up to 2-2, something like that. So if you don't do that, it won't set out separate telemetry signals, and Jetty won't pick up the differences. So you have to set that up in the Swiwin engine for that to work properly. Turning into a prop jock, yes, not really. I'm looking forward to some warbirds this year, though. I really am. We are going to get the Corsair done as well. That'll be a summer project, but that thing needs to fly this year as well too. So
just remember, they don't fly or land like a jet.
Yeah, I know. Has anybody come up with a permanent fix for the F-15 XXL gear retract issue during flight? Yes. Take off, go to full flaps, retract your gear, then clean the plane up. That's the solution. It's not really a great solution, but that is the solution.
Full flaps.
Yeah, to slow the plane down more. Dean Bird, you have to know the guy personally to get an FCT fuel bag. Last time I looked, they weren't on his website. Best thing to do is either contact AeroPanda. They're the dealer in the US, and we deal directly with Salim at Flight Composite. He doesn't list anything on his website because they're all custom made. So he doesn't have a surplus of bags sitting around. You order it and he makes it and it gets delivered. So that's why. Good question. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. All right. So if you guys don't have any other questions, we are going to turn the live off a little bit early. Or we'll just leave it running in the background.
How are you liking the Falcon laser cutter?
It's good. The only thing I use it for is making my servo wood things and hush boxes. That's the only thing I really make it for. Or I use it for. So hush boxes, yeah, we made a whole bunch last weekend. It was really cold out and it got really stinky in the shop because we couldn't have the door open. But oh, I've got one here, I think. Right here. So yeah, we do take the jetty foam out of the central boxes. And the reason I say we use the jetty foam out of the central boxes is because my file that I designed is all designed around that specific foam thickness. So all these pieces just get laser cut and then go together like that. We put a little clear thing in there so that lights up when the light on the gyro lights up. But so this is one of the two things that I make with my laser cutter. Other than that, I don't really use it for much. So, but it is handy to be able to use it for things like this. The CNC machine, the Makera, we haven't used it for many, many months due to lack of time. I did cut some tank mounts out of the some nice thick plywood last time I used it, and it worked amazing. So I just don't have time to play around with it. 3D printers, they're easy. You just plug the file in. You know, as you use things or need things, you just hit print and it just spits them out. That thing is not as user-friendly as a 3D printer. So yeah, that's why it doesn't
Where do you buy your Gen Ace batteries?
Doesn't get much of my time. Where do you buy your Gen Ace batteries? So sometimes from our local hobby shop. I say local, but they're all across Canada and they just deliver. So if they have them in stock, that's where I get them. The last order I did, I ordered from Gen Ace in California and they got shipped to me here. So basically both of those places. Often here in Canada, we've got all of our distributors across Canada, like little hobby stores and stuff. And that's where I usually find them is through those guys. If I do order from Gen Ace in California, then we have to pay 25% tariff on those things. So that's why I don't try not to order from that. What size fuel bag are you going to use in the Lancer? Good question. Let me grab it for you because we already have that. Dun, 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 dun. So yes, when you order your fuel bladder from Flight Composite Tech, often it will come with this very gorgeous box that contains this piece of jewelry right here. This is the bladder for the Lancer. This is a 5.5 liter bladder. You got to remember with bladders, this is something I find people not thinking about. When I fly a rigid tank aircraft, I try and land with about 40 to 50% fuel. Because after that, if you start doing aerobatics and stuff, your UAT will suck a lot of air. With bladders, you should be downsizing your amount of fuel you're carrying on board the aircraft. If your plane has a 5-liter rigid tank, you should put a 4-liter tank in there-ish, depending on your engine choice, of course. And then also remember that you can run this thing down to 99% of its capacity and nothing changes in the aircraft. That's important to remember. So if you get a warning, like if you're running a bladder and like you're at 50% fuel and you're saying, oh my gosh, it's time to land, you don't need to. Because you can run it down to, I don't know, wherever you're comfortable. Obviously take some time and make sure your calculations and everything are accurate, but there's no reason that you can't get to 25% capacity and then land. It's a bit of a different mindset to get used to. But yeah, so this is the bladder that's going in that Lancer. Let's see here. RC Sober RC. Hello, John and team. I used fuel bag long time ago with my AMT. The turbines included those bags. It was in intravenous bags. Never fail, but AMA banned them. And I have to use a solid tanks after that. So as David mentioned, AMA approved the use of fuel bladders, not intravenous bags, specifically designed fuel bladders in early 2025. And then in Canada here, MAC approved them in some point in 2025. I forget when it was, but the latter part of 2025. So yes, they are approved now for use. And they are fantastic. Basically, for myself, any plane, any sports jet now that I do will be getting a bladder system, as long as it's designed properly for it. They're so nice. Like you think about, actually, let's take a look at this. I was thinking about this earlier too today. No, so you think about these JetCat engines, right? The fuel pump is underneath the cover of the engine. You have one line. This line coming from the engine goes to your fuel bladder, and that's it. Nothing else. Like, it can't get any more simple than that. And then you've got another line coming off your fuel bladder for fill, and that's it. No vent line, no UAT, super simple. My Aries, as it sits right now, still simple. So you've got your pickup line here coming to the fuel pump, and then the output of the fuel pump going to the turbine. When this plane gets a JetCat, it'll be the same thing. You'll have one line coming off, going to the turbine, and that's it. So, like, crazy how simple that is. And you think about those, if you watch the JetCat video on Wednesday, like, it's a turbine and the hub box. And that's it. Like, it doesn't get any more simple than that. So it's so cool how crazy simple these things have gotten now. So
What's this X380?
ooh, where did that come up?
Oh, David.
What? David's spilling the beans now?
Yeah.
Where did he say that?
Video made from my hangar.
Oh. Yes. Yeah, I can't say much about it. I'm supposed to not say anything. So there's a cool big turbine coming soon. We'll say that much. So yeah.
Come on, David Lurie let out the juice here.
Toward when you're in LA, you definitely have to go see it. But the thing about David's hangars is which one? So I saw a comment about the fuel bags. Can you please show how the FCT bags mount, keeper rods, etc.? Yes. Yeah, the trailer is going to be very full. David said, oops, sorry, spilled. Stays on the live. This Bandit right there, it belongs to Mr. Jet Guy who's on here. It's here for a little TLC, a little spa treatment, and then it'll be going back to him. So that's a behind the scenes type thing. No videos on that guy. All right, so here is the bladder installed. We've got a little bit of fuel sitting in here. And so I'll show you out of the aircraft, but basically you've got these keepers right here, which fit, they actually have a little tab piece that fits inside the yellow pieces on the bladder. So there's one front and one back. Then you'll see that little rectangle keeper right there at the end of my finger. Those are also an FCT product. This right here is something I just printed off of Thingiverse. So this is a 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter rod fixer-upper thing. Really, this probably isn't needed because that piece back there has a set screw that holds it. I wanted this on there as a just in case. The rods I order online from a couple different sources, but I'll show you over here what this stuff looks like. So the bladders have been crazy easy to mount is the other thing. Like this plane will be done. We're all set up for our bladder mounting, and I just slide this rod out, slide the tank on, slide the rod back in, do up a couple set screws, and you're done. It's just crazy easy. So this is going to be exactly the same setup, but we'll look at the actual parts.
Do you have any update info on the Sweewind situation?
I do not. Good question.
Has it been resolved?
It has not been resolved. It's quite frustrating because Chad actually has an engine at Sweewind right now, and it was there for repair, and it's very likely, unless something changes, that we'll never see it again. Who knows?
Son of a biscuit.
Exactly. So no, I don't have an update on that stuff. So these are the tabs that mount inside the yellow portion. Sometimes these are good and sometimes the situation doesn't allow it. So you have to be able to mount this flush to something or use these guys to mount it like this. So, you know, it might work 75% of the time. And then this also, this is like Delrin, like plastic, like cutting board material. Maybe it's a little bit thicker, but it's like really thick plastic or hard plastic. And this has a set screw on it as well too. So this set screw is designed to hold your rod. So if you're using one of these front and back, that's really all you need to use. So anyways, that's the mounting scenario for the FCT using their stuff. But I find sometimes with the bags, it's more or less just making sure that it gets mounted strongly, solidly, and it's not touching anything if possible. In the Aries, we put a piece of felt on the bottom underneath the front of the bladder because when it's full, it does contact the fuselage. The beam that we did from CARF, those things are in between the intake duct and the fuselage, so that whole area got lined with felt. If you saw those videos, that's very detailed on those videos. But it's really about just making it solidly mounted. Now, generally, we're using pretty thick rods too. So like the Falcon, as an example, and Sheldon, this is for you too. The Falcon is like using tiny rods. Like it's terrible. So even if we were dropping in a tank into that space, I would change the rail system on the Falcon because it's not good. So this is an 8mm rod right here, and this is a 10mm rod. The Falcon's using like maybe a 6mm rod or something like that. It's tiny. So the 8mm rod, like this is probably sufficient for pretty much almost anything. I don't think this would be an issue even up to like 8 liters. But on these like 5 liter and above bladders, we're generally using the 10mm rod. So I actually get these from RJX Carbon, RJX or something on Facebook. They're out of China, so they just ship me pieces like this. I just order a bunch at a time, and then we cut them down. So like the Aries, for example, the rod length is 444 millimeters, 444 millimeters, and we're left with a little bit in the center that we just toss. Yeah, so that's mounting bladders. So I think we've done enough of them now that I feel like I'm pretty competent when it comes to the bladder systems. I don't know, maybe we've done, I don't know, 10 aircraft, something like that, I think. Maybe more.
Quite a few.
Quite a few. So, all right, guys. Yeah, they've been so nice. All right. Perfect. Thanks, guys, for watching. We're going to cut it off. Victor's got a buddy waiting for his 190 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we so Bodyworks, just final closing. I just saw your comment about Elite Aerosports. So we did a BDX last year for my friend Stacy. That was the pink one. You may have seen pictures floating around. We put a 4-liter bladder in that. He hasn't flown it a ton, but it's been awesome. So some manufacturers aren't for it, but I really like them. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in the live. Congratulations to the winner of the Fly-Right stand. That's awesome. Thank you, Ben from Fly-Right RC, for doing the giveaway. Truly appreciate it. I know all the viewers appreciate those giveaways. It's such a cool thing for a manufacturer like yourself to give that away. So thank you, Ben. We'll see you in Tucson in a couple weeks. Looking forward to a week of flying and not building. All right, guys, we'll see ya. Oh, we do have Starlink in Apollo and Artemis now as well too. So very likely we'll do a live from Tucson as well. So keep an eye out for that. It'll probably be on the Saturday near the end of the month. I think that's like the 28th or something like that. So
after 300 kilometers an hour.
yeah, exactly. All right, guys.